Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to install Lazarus and build Raster Master from source. So first thing we're going to do is download Lazarus. So I clicked on the direct download. It takes us to SourceForge and it says our download will start shortly. And there it's going right there. So it shouldn't take too long. Okay, it's downloaded. And well, doesn't look quite right. All right, let's just try it. So it says unknown publisher, but we trust SourceForge. At least now we do. They had some problems a few years ago. They were infecting programs with malware, but I think they got sold to a different company and they've cleaned that all up. So I think we're good again. All right. Sure, why not? English. And I'm going to leave the defaults, but you can choose whatever, folder you want. And I'm going to leave all the defaults here as well. Now this is the first time I'm installing Lazarus on this PC. So this is a clean install. And besides installing one component, there really isn't much to install. Uh, I'm using the 32-bit version of Lazarus, but you could also install the 64-bit. It works just the same. I'm not using any additional memory that would benefit from a 64-bit version. There's a lot of stuff that's being installed, so it does take a few minutes. If you have a really fast or current computer with an SSD drive, this actually installs just in a few seconds. I'm installing this on an older PC. It's actually an old Dell server, but it'll do for just the demonstration. And we're almost halfway there. I'm going to see if I could download Raster Master from Github. That's not me at all. Let's put in a few more. Uh, okay, well, I guess I'll use my own link that I posted on Reddit block. Okay, and I'm just going to keep both windows open and well, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so I'm just going to download the zip version, and Lazarus has finished installing, and let's just extract this to the desktop. Okay, and let's just close that down. And here's our folder. I'll just keep it over here in the corner. And let's run Lazarus for the first time. Okay, so everything installed. And if we want to do a little check, we could just install a button there. There we go. And just hit run. And if it builds and runs this, then your installation is okay. Now there's a lot of things here, but it takes a while to figure out. But just for building Raster Master from source, it's not all that tricky. And there we go. We just built a simple form with a single button. It doesn't do anything, but it allows us to see that the compiler actually works. And we're going to go to Project, Open Project, and we're going to go to the desktop and select our folder. And I'm just going to make it show all the files. And what I would like to do is show the extensions. Okay, so now we can see the extensions. And we want to open up the Lazarus project file, which is the LPI. It even tells you when you hover over it. And I just wanted to show this this error message here. And so it says last color palette failed to load, and it's because it's not installed. This is a fresh installation, and that Lazarus component is missing. So we're going to cancel loading, and we're going to go to the online package manager, and let's see if it finds it. Let's just type color, and is this the one? I believe so. So we, we select that, and we select install from repository. And it's downloading it now, and it says success here, so we're good. And yes, we have to rebuild. So this will exit Lazarus and relaunch it again with the new component installed. It can take a few minutes, but if you have, again, if you have a fast machine, this happens almost instantly. Again, this is an older server. There we go. So it finished and it's relaunching itself. So that's normal. If you see that, don't be alarmed. That's just the way it works. And now I should be able to uh, just select compile or build, but I'm just going to select run because it does all that. So now with the component installed, it should compile, link, and run everything right now. And there we go. So we just created an executable from the source code from the Git repository. And I'm just going to open up File Explorer. And if we go into the desktop here and the folder, we should see an exe file. Now, this didn't exist before. And if you look at the timestamp, it matches up with our current time here. So this was just created. Now, you also notice that it's actually quite big. And that's because there's debugging information in this. I'm going to show you how to disable that and get a smaller exe. But let's just test a few things, and let's see if the most current feature that I added recently exists here. Export, and there it is, the Amiga Basic option. Actually, let me just clip this. That way it doesn't create a huge file. Export, Amiga Basic, and let's just put it on the desktop, call it test. And there's our file. I'm going to open it up with Notepad++. And there we go. So it works just as expected. So let's go back into the program. I'm going to stop the exe from running. You can do that by hitting the stop button here. And we're going to go into the project options. And if we go under I believe it's debugging. Where is that? There it is, right here. So it says generate info for debugger, so let's uncheck that. When you're testing and building your program, um, you should leave that on, but for releases, you should create a new mode. Let's do that actually. Uh, let's leave that alone and let's create a new mode. Let's call, well, let's choose this mode, release. Okay. And here, the generate info is not selected, so we hit OK. And let's just build this again. And this time, if we check our folder, we should have a much smaller file. So back to this folder here, and our file now is only 2 megs. Before it was something like 20 megs. So that's a lot smaller. And let's just make sure it runs. Yep, still runs. We're still good. So that's it. That's all it takes to build the Raster Master executable from the Git source. Now I try to release the current versions, but there are times like right now, this is the latest version and it's only available in source form. If you download the releases, it's just a bit behind. It doesn't have the Amiga export option. So if you're interested in the latest features, always use the source version, but I try to keep up with putting binaries that you can download from GitHub. Let me just show you where that is actually. Let's go back. So if we go under releases here, let's just go to the beginning here. And if we look under releases here, there's 3 releases. And if we scroll down, so the first one here, if we click on it, we can see you could download the executable directly. This is a 32-bit version and this is a 64-bit version, and you can download as zip versions as well. And I've kept everything up until 4 days ago, basically. So if you click on the latest release, it has executables you can download or in zip format, but it doesn't have the latest changes which I made, which is the Amiga Basic option. And I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.